Time for today's Our Tune now. We've had this letter in from, let's call her Julie. That's not her real name. She says, "Dear Our Tune, my ex was a complete fucking bastard, so I killed him. We met several years ago in the cereal aisle at our local supermarket. His trolley had a wonky wheel and he ended up biffing me up the ass with the trolley. Didn't half fucking hurt actually. We started seeing each other, going down the pub. Simon, that's not his real name, was unemployed at the time, so we shared a half of dandelion and burdock and a packet of crisps. After a couple of years things started getting more serious. We went on holiday to Fontaine's holiday camp in Piddleton and he reluctantly persuaded me to enter the wet t-shirt contest. To my astonishment I won, and it was then that, yes, you've guessed it, he got down on one knee to propose. Naturally delighted, I accepted straight away. Everyone clapped and cheered. It was so emotional. I had a little tear in my eye and had to pretend I'd got something in my eye. Simon, not his real name, said, "Here, let me have a look." And I laughed and said, "Not really, you stupid wanker." And we shared a lingering embrace. We were still there at 1:30 when the Greencoats Cabaret had finished and everyone had sung goodnight campers and pissed off back to their sleighs. We found ourselves locked in, so we made the most of it. Did it right there on the ballroom floor. It was a bit hard and cold and slippery, and so was the ballroom floor. We went into the amusement arcade, turned the power back on, and Simon, not his real name, won me a great big fucking teddy bear on the crane machine. I told him I don't need any more cuddly toys. "You're my cuddly toy," I said. "Ooh, I'm feeling up here." We set the date for the wedding, booked the church, the reception and the disco. I just had a night in with the girls for my hen do. Getting pissed on champagne and squirting dairy cream all over the hunky stripper's torso and dangly bits. Simon, not his real name, wanted to go to Benidorm with a gang of his mates for his stag do. It was then that the cracks began to appear. He rang me a number of times from the hotel where the lads were staying, and I swear to God I could hear another woman's voice in the background, saying, "Come to bed." I challenged him about it. He claimed it was room service, saying they'd come to change the sheets on the bed, but I thought, don't talk fucking bollocks, Simon. Not his real name. Even if it was room service, no wonder the sheets needed changing if he'd been doing it with some big-titted slut. When he returned, things quickly came to a head. I threatened to cancel the wedding, but he assured me he'd never be unfaithful. Or perhaps he said faithful, can't remember. Anyway, the wedding went ahead. I didn't want a boring old traditional wedding. I thought bollocks to that. I space hopped down the aisle to a heavy metal medley cause I didn't want da-da. I wore my specially designed leopard print wedding dress that my sister Sandra, not her real name, designed specially for me. Simon, not his real name, said she was very good with her hands. Simon, not his real name, struggled to remember the vows. He kept looking over at Sandra, not her real name, who... Sorry listeners, there's a bit crossed out here. 1 second. It says, who had nominated herself. Crossed out. Then, who I had nominated as my bridesmaid. He kept saying I'd do her. For something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. I had my dad Arthur, not his real name, who gave me away. He said he had two cause nobody would buy me. Obviously my dress was new. My mum Doreen, not her real name, and dad had to remortgage the house to pay for the whole fucking thing. So that was the borrowed. And blue was the sexy undies I was wearing. Simon, not his real name, gave a lovely speech. Everyone went when he joked that I used to be a right fucking slag and had more. Something, can't read that bit. Crease in the notepaper. Then a dartboard. Ooh, doesn't make sense that bit. Anyway, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Well, the local scout hut, where we held our reception, especially from the men. Sandra, not her real name. Reckoned they were laughing, not crying, but I told her she was just jealous and all bitter and twisted 'cause she hadn't found Mr. Right yet. Fucking bitch, eh? Trying to steal my limelight on my big day. Our first dance was to Making Your Mind Up by Bucks Fizz. I chose that 'cause I love ripping me skirt off at every opportunity. Our cake was in the shape of a giant dildo made out of sponge with 2 profiteroles. My cousin Winston, not his real name, lent us his apartment in the Bahamas for our honeymoon. Simon, not his real name, said, "Hey, let's invite your sister. The more the merrier, make it a real family affair." The apartment was lovely. Winston, not his real name, said it was only a stone's throw from the beach, so I decided to see if he was right one day and picked up a stone and threw it. Next thing I heard, "How you fucking stupid bitch." It had hit Winston, not his real name, as he was about to go water skiing. Oops. He. The 3 of us made the most of the glorious tropical weather. Sandra, not her real name, even sunbathed nude and would rub sun lotion on my back for me. Then all over Simon 'cause she said he would burn more easily and the sun was so fierce it would even burn him through his skimpy trunks, so she better apply a generous amount, maybe even the whole tube, to his nether regions, taking care to rub it in thoroughly in that particular area. My worst fears were confirmed though on the last day of the holiday. I'd been packing our suitcases. There must have been lots of moths in the apartment at night 'cause they had eaten great big holes in the front of Sandra, not her real name's undies. Simon, not his real name, and Sandra, not her real name, had decided to get in a spot of last-minute sunbathing. I asked if they would like a refreshing cocktail. Simon, not his real name, said he liked slippery nipples, while Sandra, not her real name, said she was partial to a slow, comfortable screw. I made the drinks and brought them outside, and to my horror, found Sandra, not her real name, lying on top of Simon, not his real name. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was so shocked I dropped the glasses. Sandra, not her real name, claimed the sun was really strong at that time of the morning, so she was lying on top of Simon, not his real name, to protect him from the sun's harmful rays. Well, I wasn't gonna stand for any of that, was I? I picked up a fucking great big shard of the glass, and I burst both of Sandra, not her real name's silicone breast implants. Then as Simon, not his real name, sat head in hands shaking his head in disbelief, I got the shard of glass and stabbed him with it. Julie, not your real name, thank you for plucking up the courage to contact us and for being so frank and honest and candid and all that kind of bollocks, and sharing your story, and most of all giving us all the best laugh we've had in fucking ages here in the Radio Shite studio. Don't forget, if you have a really hilarious, I mean heartbreaking, story to tell, please write in and let us know and include your special song. For privacy, we never use your real name, so don't worry. Louise Crudgington from Jubilee. Your secret's safe. In the meantime, Julie, not your real name, this is your tune, Walking on Sunshine.